The next step in our postpartum climber journey is going to be that really great 360-degree expansion of the rib cage. You need to nail ribs down, deep core up first before moving on to this step. We need to be able to keep those lower ribs down and deep core up or on in order to facilitate expansion, and that just kind of means stretching from the inside in other areas. We're going to start with our back. A lot of times postpartum, our low back gets really tight. So if you've noticed that you feel like you definitely have more of a curve in your low back and a curve kind of convex, not concave, then this is something we're really going to want to focus on. This is called a rock back breathing. I've got 3 yoga blocks here. You can also use kind of like pillows, things like that. And I'm going to show you how I like to do this, but just know that you can adapt for what you have and what feels good to you. The position we're going to start in is with our glutes kind of touching the heels, knowing that if this feels a little too much for you right now, you can totally put a yoga block right here, just like that. You could put a foam roller there, you could put some pillows there, literally just meet yourself where you're at. Now, the next thing we want to do is find something that can give us a little bit of over pressure, especially for the low belly, because a lot of times postpartum, we are really lacking eccentric control of the abdominal wall, as we should be. Our core just got really stretched out for 9 months, and it would make 0 sense to have eccentric control of those muscles after having gone through pregnancy. So we're just going to use something that can kind of help us out to keep a little bit more pressure here. You can use a yoga block. Sometimes that can be maybe a little bit too aggressive, especially early on. So you could use a pillow. So I'm just going to kind of roll this one up here, and I'm just kind of shoving it like right here. So we can do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rest my head on a yoga block. So I really like doing it this way versus letting my head come down to the ground. You should do what feels good for you, but when I let my head come down to the ground, I tend to get a little more flexion through my spine right here than what I really want. So by that, I just mean that I tend to really kind of like curve and dump my chest down. So I want to focus on keeping my chest a little more open and getting more curve right through here, because this is a lot of times where we're really lacking the ability to flex is in that mid to lower back. So I like to use a yoga block right here, and you can see right now my back is in kind of a fairly straight position. What I want to focus on is not losing any height from my head to my bra line, okay? I don't want to lose height there and do this. What I want to be able to do is tuck my tailbone. What I want to be able to do is tuck my tailbone into the yoga block, and that's going to be easier said than done without losing height from your head. And you may find, so I'm going to kind of stack 2 of these up here. Yeah, that feels a lot better. And then I'm going to tuck my tailbone in towards the yoga block. I'm going to exhale, thinking about those lower ribs down without losing height right here. Now, on that exhale, I got low ribs down, deep core up. I'm going to inhale and think about inhaling right into this spot right here. Then I'm going to exhale, deep core up, lower ribs down without losing height. Now I'm going to inhale. I'm wanting to think about tuck right here without clenching the glutes. Inhale, exhale. So what we're aiming to do here as we're doing this is have that over pressure from the pillow kind of right here, that when we go to inhale, it doesn't let it all come through our belly. So we are able to send some pressure back here in that mid to low back area. And this is called a rock back breathing drill. You can get set up for this, like I said, however feels good to you. I'm using a fair amount of props here, but just because this is the position that works best for my body, you want to experiment and find the one that works best for your body. A lot of times I've found that without kind of putting the head up, we tend to get too much dumping forward from the bra line up. And the majority of climbers that I work with really need the ability to create a little more space in their lumbar spine. And so that's why I like propping the head up and then thinking about tucking the lower back kind of sacral area under. All right, that is your rock back breathing drill.